So, the Cookout 400 was on yesterday, and it was an extremely controversial race. Let's not get away from that fact. It really was. Some of the events that happened on track, some of the incidents I'm going to talk about today, have really divided the NASCAR fandom. It's ignited a lot of debate. I wanted to do a more in-depth video about it because I feel like it merits it. I feel like this merits a longer discussion. Now, I have of course done a 5 Things review as always on the race. It was an entertaining, a very interesting race for the most part, for sure. You know, you had the option tyres and the prime tyres being used. We had NASCAR coming back after a few weeks out. We had, an entertaining battle of the lead for the most part too. But then we get to the last stages. So let me just set the scene here. So we've got a few laps to go. Joey Logano's leading. Austin Dillon, who before this race was 32nd in the points and was having a great battle with Joey. It was a great battle for the lead, and Dillon ended up coming out on top. But then Denny Hamlin appeared and, started to battle for the lead himself as well. Hamlin got the lead with a few laps to go. Then though, there was an incident. There was 2 cars that crashed. I didn't quite clock who they were exactly, but 2 cars further down the lead, the order that were crashed. So we had a caution, and then we had a restart. Now there was only 2 laps to go in this restart. Classic NASCAR, for that last few laps, action-packed as always. You had Joey, Logano, and Dillon battling out for the lead. Logano got the lead. He got a fantastic restart. Really asserted himself there. And I found it interesting because the commentators on NBC actually called it. And one of them said, there's going to be contact between these two. It's going to happen. You watch. And I was thinking, surely not. We're kind of past that now, aren't we, guys? That's not NASCAR is these days, is it? They knew more than me. The experienced heads. I've been watching NASCAR for a long time. I'm watching NASCAR since about 2008. So it's been like 15 years, just over. So I've been in the game a while myself. And I just thought we were past this sort of stuff. Absolutely not, no. Absolutely not. So what happened literally on the last corner pretty much, Dillon took out Logano, swiped him out of the race. Just hit him in the back, Logano spun, hit the wall. And then because of that, Dillon lost the momentum. Hamlin saw his opportunity to dive down the inside and win the race. He went for it. Of course he is, that's what he does, he's a racing driver. But Dillon doubled down on this. He took Hamlin out, hit Hamlin out of the race as well. So then Dillon wins. Because of that, Dillon is pretty certain to get a playoff place as well. Even after that win, he's up down in 22nd in the championship. He is so far down. But the way the playoff system works, if you get a win, you're in, pretty much. So he's got a higher playoff placing than Martin Truex Jr., who was in 8th because of the way the system was. And that's a debate for a different day. I'm not going to say the playoff system's wrong because winning is winning. Winning is important. You want the best drivers to be there. You want the drivers that are most likely to win a race to be in the playoffs. So I understand that. I'm not going to debate that here. That's a discussion for another time. If you guys want me to make a video on it, I'm happy to do so, of course. It's definitely something we're going to be talking about a lot because we're coming into the playoffs. We've only got 3 races to go after this. But yeah, it sets a very dangerous precedent for NASCAR, I think, this, because as I record this, no punishment has been forthcoming for Dillon. If you go to any other racing series, whether it's touring cars, Formula 1, IndyCar, anything, karting even, if you do something like that, you get a penalty. It's just incredible how Dillon doesn't have one. The NASCAR stewards are some people that, fans have a lot of problems with them, to say the least. It's something that we've talked about a lot, and not so much on this channel. I've mentioned it a few times, but a lot of people have talked about it in not very good terms, and I totally understand why. I'm just going to read out some comments on the YouTube video because I feel like these kind of express it in quite a good way. Danny Delivers YouTube said, I'm Denny Hamlin fan, so he might say biased here, but says, I don't know what's worse, NASCAR liking what they're seeing or Richard Childress Racing endorsing Austin's attempt of vehicular manslaughter, that's a fantastic term. Andrew Bocal99 says, right rear hooked someone for passing. Austin Dillon right rear hooked someone for passing him at the last second. If Bubba Wallace got a suspension for Larson, Austin Dillon shouldn't even have his playoff position honoured. But I understand why. There's loads more comments as well on this. It's just, there are some people that say, rubbing is racing in the day, but like I said in my 5 Things review, it's crashing people out racing. Should this be allowed like this? I don't think it should be. I can't see how this should stand. At any other racing series, you're going to get a penalty for this. I think Dillon should get a penalty for it. I don't know about his playoff spot not being honoured directly, but if you give him a penalty, he doesn't win, so he's not going to get in the playoffs. So you've effectively done that at that point indirectly. But what do you guys think? I want to hear your opinions on this because for me, I think this does make a mockery of NASCAR a bit. And someone said as well, I don't have to comment with it, someone said, this is why NASCAR will never make it to a global audience. And I'm going to make that the title of this video as well, you know, why NASCAR is never going to make it to a global audience, because people will see this from outside the world. Like, if I was a new NASCAR fan, if I had been watching it for so long and I saw this race, I would genuinely be like, what on earth have I just witnessed? This sport's a joke. This sport's a joke. But because I've watched it for so long, of course, I'll keep watching it. You know, that's not going to change. But if you're wanting to get new fans into the sport, if you're wanting to grow the sport, because let's not forget, Formula One has taken up a massive market share in the United States. IndyCar's kind of sleeping a little bit. I love IndyCar, but you know, you look at its promotion and stuff, and it's really not great. You know, NASCAR has a massive opportunity. People are really getting into racing and wanting to get into racing, and there's more sports out there than F1 for this. NASCAR should be that. But for some reason, NASCAR, unfortunately, because of reasons like this, I should say, it's never going to make it to a global audience. Most people outside the US are going to watch this and think, well, that's a joke. I'm not going to watch this. I can't trust that the product is ever going to be fair, because this guy's just taken out 2 rivals on the last lap and won the race and got no punishment for it. It's not a good look. But I know there's some people out there that say, oh well, you know, he was driving the number 3 car. He was channeling his inner Dale Earnhardt Sr. Back in my day, it used to be like that, you know, take out people and stuff. But the thing is, NASCAR moves on. What was good 30, 40 years ago is not good anymore. NASCAR's moved on for the better, in my opinion. And it can have a real appeal to a global audience. But things like this will stop it doing that. Anyway, that's a longer video for you guys, kind of discussing this. I want to hear your opinions on this as always. Let us know in the comments below, guys. And of course, for more content, hopefully not like this, reacting to controversial stuff, but we'll of course be doing plenty of content in the run up to the Michigan race next weekend. So yeah, see you very soon, guys.